Hello guys, what is up? We are back. Now, what we have today, I got my Great War thing. It's almost done. We got a lot of stuff done. We have a little bit more, reptiles. We just finished proto-mammals. Well, besides the photo, the picture part, I've noticed that it's kind of like not a lot of creatures in the aquatic area. Yeah, not really a lot of things in the aquatic area. And kind of same thing goes for proto-mammals as well. Mammals is kind of like maybe we need one more tank herbivore. I already got this guy. We need another tank herbivore. And before you say fucking Dodicarus, we already have this guy. And he's in the bleeder because that shit is gonna cause a lot of bleed. What? Why is that guy in there? Never mind. Never mind. So we'll show off the slides again. But also I got some news about evolving around sounds for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I'll have a chicken default skin. The sounds of danger will have a chicken sneezing if you watch that video, and also the broadcast will be a chicken squawking in the morning. You know how those cartoons have a chicken cooing in the morning. That's gonna be a thing. We're gonna need to learn friendly. It'd probably be like a purr from a chicken. Probably spelled that wrong, but yeah, same thing. It's kind of like same thing for everything else. Of course, we need to find a lot of things. So pelican will be Spinosaurus macronus. We'll find some pelican sounds. Spinosaurus A, we'll find some penguin sounds, which they're pretty there. Crocodile sounds for our Spinosaurus quad because it's fucking not real. Stop saying it is. It's just retarded. Oh, and by the way, this guy has been not really bothering, but it's kind of like, yeah. One of these days you'll give in and finally accept the real crocodile-legged. So this guy was like, will they give the? Please tell Dundee to make Spinosaurus' leg smaller. It's like, holy shit! There's a model of that Spinosaurus with those small legs. Complaining about ones with big legs, you're just being a cunt at that point. There's legit two fucking models for Spinosaurus. This one, and this one. This one, and this one. They go together. So, people who like short-legged, retarded-looking Spinosaurus, there you win. You get your prize. Until diving and fishing is in, this guy's going to be utterly useless. Same thing goes for Deinosuchus, Caprosuchus, Rhyosuchus, Mosasaurus, or any aquatic life. Okay? Deinosuchus and this Spinosaurus and other aquatics, and also flyers, without a proper food source and their kind of natural habitat, they're utterly useless. It's kind of how it goes. Unless this guy is somehow added and he's going to be fucking vulnerable to many things. And if on the V3 map, he's going to have to be in the swamp 100% of the time. And you know who goes in the swamp? Nobody. This guy's going to fucking die. Okay? He's going to either get killed or he's going to starve to death. So, yeah, until fishing and diving is added, this guy is going to be utterly fucking useless. Same thing goes for Deinosuchus and the other guys I just mentioned. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. So, we already showed off all the dinosaurs. I added a few pictures. Oh, by the way, guys, I do not own any of these images. They are just used as placeholders until we actually have a model for them, which is not going to be for a long time. But they're kind of more like a placeholder of like, oh, they look like that. Yeah, cool. Of course, sauropods won't have feathers because it's kind of like they're huge and it'll be hot. They will like burn in their skin. And I'm not sure about armored creatures either. I'll probably just like leave them unfeathered for now until I find fossils showing they have feathers. Everything else will have feathers. Everything else. T-Rex will have feathers. These guys will have feathers. Ceratopsians will have feathers. Like on the, sometime, some of them will have like feathers on the crest, like Triceratops. Some of them will have quills on their assholes. But yeah, let's go to the mammals. So here's my cat right here. He's actually sleeping right now. So we got Smilodon on the Pounce tree in speed. Pounce, Smilodon, North American lion, Thylacolt smilus, and Albus lunar, which is my cat. So here's Samson. He was just resting on my arm, and he just jumped on the bed again. I love that photo. He's just adorable. But let's get back on track. Strength and pin, which is just pin your enemies. Short-faced bear, marsupial lion, bear dog, which is just like I found on the internet, so fuck it. Stamina for the carnivores. Dire wolf, hyenodon, spotted hyena, striped hyena, and Samson, my cat. I just chose the hyenas because, well, I like this one. It just looks so fucking cool, and I felt bad for the other ones, so I just smashed them right in there. Crushers will be Andrewsarchus, Dianodon, Perlovia. I just saw it in fucking Ark. I'm like, oh, cool, that's neat. And Muddle, who is the cat who passed away. So, let me just rip Muddle. I love her, so I'm gonna pay her respects. So, strength will consist of, for the herbivores, woolly mammoth, Columbian mammoth, Diprotodon, Dinotherium, Platybellum, Belladon, Paraceratherium, Pelecarotherium. Bleeders will consist of, for the herbivores, Megatherium, Dodicterus, and Calicotherium. I'm so cropping these names so fucking hard because the prehistoric mammal names are fucking so difficult to pronounce. It's crazy. You'll think that'll be like, oh, it's easy as pie. It's fucking hard as fuck. So stamina, I honestly couldn't really think of one for any of these guys. I was thinking for like speed guy for this guy, but it's kind of like, But then I'm looking at this, it's kind of like weak involving members, but it's kind of like there. I actually honestly should put this guy in stamina and put this guy in speed. He doesn't look like he's for speed. Never mind. Macrochnia, Castrodides, and Desmostialus. What the fuck? Who makes these names? We need to assassinate whoever makes those names and get someone else. I swear to God, my little cousin could do a better job. Chargers for the herbivores is Elasmotherium, Brontotherium, and Pheomia. Tanks for herbivores is Glyptodon. Speed is Megacerus and Procoptodon. For aquatic life, carnivores will consist of crushers. Carnivores will consist of Megalodon, which is a bleeder. Also a bleeder. I honestly should remove that part. Because it's kind of like every carnivore will have bleed. Almost everything. And also, maybe some herbivores that use blunt force will cause bleed as well. Because some herbivores just hit so hard, you just fucking, your guts spew out. Dunkleosteus. Bleeders will consist of Helicoprion, Edestus, Tussotheothus, Piranha, and Xphenophagnus. Speed of carnivores, which I kind of had trouble like working on and thinking of: Plesiosaurus, Ichthyosaurus, Leopleurodon. Stamina, Asmosaurus is a Basilosaurus, Hybudus, something. Poison, which I thought was gonna be new. I would place the Dilophosaurus in there, but it's kind of like it's kind of dead, and people think I'm talking about the spit venom. I'm talking about like fucking bite into something and fucking gets after effects. Sea Scorpion and Aeropterid, which yeah. Tanks will be Anonymocaris because look at those adorable eyes. Who wants to kill this thing? Who would? Aquatic herbivores. Tanks will consist of lead sick thighs, trilobite, and Hinodus. Fucking retard. I had nowhere else to put this guy. I honestly didn't. Like, I couldn't think of anything else. So yeah, speed for herbivores is a Topodinitis. There's also another picture of showing like it having like a split jaw, split top jaw or something. It looked really fucking weird. Stamina will be coelacanth because where else should I put them? Proto-mammals, crushers, Gorgonopsid, Anatosaurus, Estomasuchus. Kill myself. Bleeders will consist of Dimetrodon and Ostephavia. Help me. Speed, Cynognathus, Repanamus, Biomasuchus. It's so fucking hard to speak some of these names. It's almost crazy. Moss chops because that's the easiest name on the fucking planet. And Plasticarius. Stamina, Lustriosus, and Edaphosaurus. Tanks, Casiosaurus, and Scutosaurus. And we'll move on to reptiles. Currently, still work in progress. Now, I've talked to my friend who's also helping me create this game. And honestly, on this prehistoric planet involving all these dinosaurs, prehistoric mammals, you know, sea creatures and all that, we are actually planning to make make islands for these separate animals. Of course, not the aquatics, because I'm not a fucking retard. But I'm not sure about reptiles. Those are tricky. It depends how much we have of them. And we're gonna have to put some sort of herbivore there, like maybe like a mammal or something, or put the archosaurs with the reptiles, which actually could be the case. We could move the Tapejara or the flying animals or flying archosaurs with the dinosaurs on their island, or just let them like roam around freely to every fucking island, experiencing new things. So we really had. I'm actually having trouble. Giant thorny dragon, which actually, giant frilled lizard, because it's gonna be like, oh, you're copying that from Ark, and I saw it from Central of the Earth, the second one, the one that sucked awfully. That was like a giant frilled lizard, and I thought like that would be pretty cool. So that could be the apex of the that island where archosaurs and reptiles share, and also the dragon could be the apex of the planet until. And also we got some ideas. Now they're not. It's kind of moving towards the Isle idea with the mutants. Sorry to say. It's kind of like King Kong 2008, where like the dinosaurs lived long enough to evolve to be more stronger. If you kind of get my drift, we're actually gonna do that. So of course, I'm gonna have to fucking draw the images for them, and that's gonna be for each and every fucking dinosaur. Matter of fact, creature. But with those evolved things, they'll either have a lot of fucking fluff, or they'll just have flat out no feathers, but like have chicken skin, just like a plucked chicken skin. It's kind of like that. Yeah, I could probably do that. Maybe make them have like, it gets tricky. It makes you really think. Of course, we're gonna need some more people to like help us work with this and think of ideas. But however, we will have different islands for these guys. So, for example, one island will contain only dinosaurs, right? And another island will contain only mammals. Other island will, if you get my drift. However, for aquatics, as I said, islands, these guys will just be in the water around the islands. So it's kind of like move anywhere away from your own island, you are gonna meet new faces. Sometimes friendly faces, sometimes not so friendly faces. So, yeah, we're gonna have separate islands because it's gonna like I don't want to make a mock-up of Ark Survival Evolved. I don't want my game to be shit and dead bodies everywhere. So I'm actually gonna put things that actually probably like have similar things to because they're mammals. Mammals, birds, and dinosaurs with themselves. It's kind of like there. But however, when humans come to this planet, they do have the option to capture animals from a island and move them to a different island and experiment with them, and possibly even make a laboratory or like an arena for them to make them fight. And that's why we have a dragon, because we need to fucking keep a balance. We don't want humans controlling the whole planet. But however, see the dragon as like a guardian of the planet. It's not gonna be like gonna kill every dinosaur or every animal on the planet, but however, it will be the guardian. And when it gets challenged, for example, by the spine leviathan, which I highly doubt, unless maybe we can make the dragon travel to space through space, but he's gonna have to do something. I don't know. I don't think he actually. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it there. But if someone does transport a spine leviathan and put in the sea, actually we're gonna have two different types of dragons. The first type will be a fully aquatic, kind of like a webbed kind of wings for it to swim through the water. It kind of have like that feature where it can just fly out of the water for a little bit and just fall back in the water. Its wings won't be that really useful when out of water. And the normal dragon will just be the guardian of the land creatures and all that. So I would see the dragon protecting the sea life, that's aquatic one, from the spine leviathan. It's kind of dependent. I'll probably make it about the same size of the spine leviathan. About. I don't want the spine leviathan to be the only biggest thing around. But yeah. The dragon support are basically the protectors of the Chronosaurus. Who the fuck did... Well, yeah, never mind. Some of these guys will just be in the water, like Tylosaurus, Mosasaurus, Chronosaurus, and Platycarpus. Megalania, Titanoboa. Titanoboa will be in a swamp. I could see this island being like a savanna with like another area with a swamp and all that. And I could alright, for this island there'll be a savanna, a jungle, and a swamp. This fucking jungle will contain the giant frilled lizard. The savanna will contain a Megalania. Swamp will contain a Titanoboa. And that's about it. Everything else is kind of like there'll be like a giant lake between the two biomes. I could see myself putting the island, fucking savanna, in like one area, and under that area, or like fucking Jesus Christ, dude. I'm actually gonna have to use like the Isle map for this to kind of explain myself. So pretend this is the island we're talking about, right? So, we got this island with archosaurs and reptiles. But however, for example, we cut this in half. We cut this right here. And that's going to be savanna. Cut it through the middle of like this volcano. Cut it, and that'll be the swamp, and this area will be a jungle. If that makes sense. I'll have him in two little small categories. Of course, we're going to have to make them even out, or just flat out, they'll be the size that they are. So, maybe I could see savanna being bigger. Maybe like that for the savanna, having that much space, and the jungle can like have that much space, which is a lot of space right here. Everything in here, so, and the swamp could be a little bit outward, a little bit. So we're talking about that. So yeah, because we are dealing with some swamp-based animals, and there'll be a lake in the middle of the two biomes, per se. So everything has to drink. There'll be a few little lakes, ponds, and savannas. Of course, in the swamp there'll be a lot of shit, and in the jungle there'll be decent amount of things, a decent amount of water. But the main lake is where some or most crocs hang out. I could see Capsucus chilling in the swamp, while Postosuchus will be like in the jungle, in those little wet areas. And the list goes on from there. Prehistoric amphibians, there's not much of, so probably just put all of these together on one island, all those with prehistoric amphibians, archosaurs, and reptiles on one island. Of course, we're going to have to make that island fairly big, and we'll also have to keep the islands like far apart from each other, but not too far where you can't really see them. You can see small glimpses, but we don't want it to be like hardcore. You can't see anything. But however, we do need to keep it kind of like, we do need to have a lot of like, for say, a lot of islands, because we don't want to keep it boring. Or we could just have the islands separate from each other, but super big. And my dog is crying. But yeah, it's basically all the news. We're gonna have separate islands for these things, and I'll keep you posted with what I can tell you. And hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. See ya.